to Rating the List, where we review, discuss, and reimagine popular movie lists objectively. We're your hosts. I'm Brad.
And I'm Jerry. And today we're going to be talking about Brad's number 8 on his top 20 favorite movies list. So Brad's number 8 is The Road Warrior, released in 1981, directed by George Miller, written by Terry Hayes, George Miller, and Brian Hannant, and Brian Kennedy. Edited by Michael Batson, David Steven, and Tim Welburn. Starring Mel Gibson, Bruce Spence, and Michael Preston. This movie is about, in the post-apocalyptic Australian wasteland, a cynical drifter agrees to help a small gasoline-rich community get rid of a horde of bandits. Let me just start off and say this movie is a wild ride. Mm-hmm. It is a wild ride. That is why I'm at, because of all the movies that we've seen so far with you, mm-hmm. This is the first movie that is super chaotic. Mm-hmm. So tell me why this makes your list at such a high number.
Some of it's nostalgia. So
okay.
I was really lucky to have a dad who was just huge into science fiction. So
he was a big post-apocalyptic.
And he was and this was like a wheelhouse movie for him. So this is like post-apocalyptic, which he loved. It's science fiction, loves science fiction. You know, imagine, it's 1981, 7-year-old Brad is going to the movies, and this is the movie that we're watching. And this movie
I can't believe that.
This movie is nuts.
Yes.
So at the time, I had not seen the original Mad Max.
Is that what the number 1 is called, Mad Max?
The first one is called Mad Max. So technically, the first one is Mad Max. The second one is Mad Max, The Road Warrior. And then Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome.
Yep.
And then Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay.
So here in the States, it was just called The Road Warrior.
Yeah, I read on IMDb that they changed it. It was going to be Mad Max 2.
Right.
But they changed it to The Road Warrior.
Mad Max 2, The Road Warrior.
Yeah.
That's what it was, I believe, in Australia, where it was originally released. So it's a different experience when you see the first one and then the second one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
But you can watch this movie without having any... You can actually watch any of these movies because they're they're almost like the Indiana Jones movies in that way, where...
It's kind of like a snapshot.
Yeah, they're not episodic. They're, mm-hmm. They tell a particular story with that particular character.
Yeah.
And that's what this one does. You don't need to see how he got to be where he's at, or how society got to be where it's at. They
do have a little spot in the beginning where they kind of go over that a little bit, like what happened.
It's a little bit, yeah. You actually see the downfall of society
in the first one.
In the first one, like, things have not fully collapsed, but it's heading in that direction.
Yeah.
And in that movie, Max is still a part of society, he's part of the police. And the reason that he gets to where he's at is because, these kinds of bandits, like the ones that he fights in this movie, end up killing his wife and kid.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So the standouts for this movie to me are...
Assless chaps guy.
By far. Assless chaps guy.
Feral kid
who owns all of the fur left on the planet.
Basically.
Okay.
And where did all this fur come from?
I don't know. Maybe other animals?
Well, that's what I'm thinking. I'm like, how many, really furry animals are in Australia?
Well, I mean, he had a dog.
Yeah.
Mad Max had a dog, so maybe it's dog fur.
They're all dingo fur?
So this movie is non-stop action.
Yes.
It's basically car chase after car chase after car chase.
And the thing you have to appreciate is everything is practical effects. So this is well before computer technology.
Yes.
So
Like, people are actually driving these cars the way they're driving them.
They do a really good job in Fury Road, which is the only one of the 4 movies that had the, you know...
Well, there's 5 movies now.
The 8, well, whatever. I mean, to me, there's really only 3, but we'll get into that. That had the ability to use computer stuff. And there is computer stuff that aids those scenes in that 4th movie.
Yeah.
That does not happen at all in these first 3 movies. Everything is fully practical effects. They are like, there is a caravan of like dune buggies and cars and
power cars.
And it is like George Miller's mind is way out there. I mean, everything is just gonzo nuts, crazy.
Speaking of gonzo nuts, you got the feral kid who doesn't speak. He just grunts.
Yep.
He's got this boomerang, right? And one of the first scenes, he throws the boomerang and kills one of these bandit guys. And the other guy, it's basically his boyfriend, right?
Yeah.
Because he was always on the back of his car, kills him. So dude with the assless chap goes nuts. He's like, you fucking killed my boyfriend. He was so pissed.
Yeah.
And then there's the main bandit named...
The Humongous.
Apparently, this guy, what's his name? George Miller, thinks that we're all really into BDSM. BDSM in the future. Because everybody's wearing leather. Everybody's wearing chains. Everybody's got masks. Everybody has assless chaps. There's stuff going on.
Yeah, you know. You don't know.
The Humongous is really great because he gets announced when he gets there. And... he's the ringleader of all these guys, and he's pretty badass. He's super muscular, I have to say. You don't see his face, though. He has a face mask on the whole time.
I want to say he was that guy is a bodybuilder, a professional wrestler.
Okay, that would make
Australia.
Sense. Yeah.
I don't remember exactly what he is, but I don't think he was a professional actor.
Okay.
But he gives a great performance.
Yeah, he does. What I like about Mad Max's character is that he's just every guy. He's an average dude. He's had a lot of loss in his life. And he's just trying to survive. Mm-hmm. He's just trying to get by. He's trying to get gas so he can continue on his journey to whatever he's doing.
And gasoline is the most important commodity in this post-apocalyptic society. There's no money anymore. There's no exchange of goods.
It's just oil
it's
and
just
gas.
Petrol.
Yeah. That's it. And so the place that the bandits are trying to get into has gas in there. They have a big gas tanker and they're trying to steal it. And then Mad Max gets involved, but he's really just trying to survive. Mm-hmm. Every time there's a crash on the road, he pulls over and sees if anybody has any gas left. He's got this dog. I want to tell everybody right away because I know this is a sensitive topic for people. It was for me. As soon as that dog came on screen, I was worried about him the whole film.
So she's watching the movie. I was at my mom's house, and I get this text, and it just says, "Do I have to worry about the dog?" I'm like, I can't answer. She's just gonna have to go through it.
Yeah, and I want to tell you guys that since it's a sensitive topic for people, the dog does die. But it's done off screen. Right. So you don't see him die. Yeah. Which is nice.
And it is a plot point.
Because it like an all good action adventure story, the dog dies to motivate
Well, it's not just that. It's this guy has lost his wife.
Yeah.
He has lost his child. And the only thing that he has left is this dog. And now the dog is gone.
Yep.
Hence, we have Mad Max. And I will now get to my diatribe about Mad Max Fury Road.
Okay.
Is Mad Max Fury Road a good movie? It is a good movie. Is it a Mad Max movie? It is not a Mad Max movie because Hardy plays Sad Max. Hardy does not play Mad Max. Mel Gibson is perfect for this role because he's fucking nuts. He is absolutely batshit crazy, and that is what the character is. The character has been driven to absolute madness by what's happened to him in his personal life and what has happened to the world around him. And Tom Hardy plays him as like this PTSD victim, and it's a weird take, and it's not a bad performance. But that ain't my Mad Max.
Yeah.
It's just not. And it's a good movie, but it's also not a Mad Max movie because he's so tertiary to the movie. It's a Furiosa movie. And it's good.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, it's good. But I don't have reverence for that movie like I do with that, especially the second one. The first two movies are fantastic. The third movie is fun and weird in a very, very trippy way.
Yeah, see, for me, I've seen the first and second one that I really like. This second one, though, is probably... I hadn't seen it since I was younger. So this was like the first time seeing the second one. And I really enjoyed it. I don't enjoy the third movie, and I don't enjoy Fury Road. I think it's a little too weird for me. Like, it's kind of gross in a way, and it's just... Especially for Fury Road with all the milk maidens and that. It's just... To me, it's like, what, why is that necessary? Yeah. Let's just keep to the whole gas situation,
like the first one isn't really weird. The second one is weird, but it's like, it's my weird.
Yes.
This is the kind of weird that
I could do this weird, too.
I dig this weird.
Yes.
The third one gets a little off the rails. There's some stuff where I'm like, yes, that's delightfully weird. And then stuff I'm like, that's just, eh.
Yeah.
And some of it's like, ick. And like, there's a lot of ick for me in Fury Road.
Yeah.
And I haven't seen the one following that.
Me neither.
But that's not a Mad Max movie because he's not even in it.
Yeah.
So.
The musical score of this movie
right?
is really interesting. It really helps the movie keep that fast-paced tone through the whole thing. It makes it really like...
It's very...
high energy.
It's very percussion driven.
Yes. So that's pretty interesting. I like that. The only thing I can say where I scored it a little lower on Stands the Test of Time is that the film itself is not holding up well.
Well, like, it's shot on film for one.
Right. But there's
I imagine there's probably better prints than that DVD that we have. It's probably been remastered. There's probably like a 4K edition.
And I don't think they had a lot of money on the film.
Oh no, that's the other thing about this. Like, this is like his movie. Like, this is an independent movie.
Yeah, so you can see that.
He shot this like huge like aerial, like helicopter shots of, it's not drones. He's like up in a helicopter because they didn't have drones back then. It's like he's got this like massive shot of this like caravan, and he's doing it like basically. I mean, this was not a studio movie. I mean, it was put out by Warner Brothers here in the States, and ultimately became like a Warner Brother property, and they'll put their name on it, but they didn't pay for shit on this.
No, you can tell by the way the film is that it's an independent film, and so that kind of is hard.
That's what I dig about it.
I mean, I dig it too, but I'm saying like the actual film is a little great.
To me, like, when I see this movie and then I see a movie like Desperado, I can see, I'm like, Robert Rodriguez, he watched him some Road Warrior. Like, he understands what George Miller was all about, and he understands like what you have to do to get movies made. Yeah. Like, so I think that, I bet you, like, if you ever talk to Robert Rodriguez, that George Miller is an inspiration of his. Yeah,
I mean, I was like I said, I haven't seen this movie in years. So when I watched it, I'm like, holy crap, this is a really good movie. Yeah. Because like I said, Fury Road was not my favorite. Yeah. So I was like kind of dreading watching it because I'm like, I don't know. No, this is good. And the Thunderdome, I'm not a big fan of either.
It's interesting because you can see in Thunderdome there are literally two different movies. Because, like, I think George Miller, he directed part of it, and then the other part was directed by someone else. Even though I think he's the only credited director on the movie.
Oh, okay.
But you can see it's like two different movies, which is kind of fascinating to watch in a lot of ways.
So I scored this as a 63.4. Like I said, it doesn't stand up. There's also a few like difficulties in the movie that kind of are dated. But overall, it's a good time. It's super interesting. It's weird, but good weird. Yeah.
I haven't seen it in a few years. I think the last time I saw it was like 2 or 3 years ago. I wasn't able to rewatch it this time for the list, but it's always been a favorite of mine. Yeah. I've seen this movie probably 30, 40 times.
Yeah, it's great. The Feral Kid was a lot.
Yeah, and it reminds me of my dad, because this was one of those spots where my dad took us to see this, and you can kind of see him like halfway through. He's like, I probably shouldn't have taken a 7-year-old to see this movie, because now I gotta explain this shit to his mom when he starts doing some crazy shit.
Did you dress up as a feral kid?
I did not, but there were a couple of these instances. Like, my dad got in some hot water with some of the neighborhood parents when he took us to see RoboCop. He took me and like 4 of my buddies to go see RoboCop. And that was not a popular decision among some of the parents in the neighborhood. So my dad was known to do shit like that. And this is one of those ones where he's like, I was way too young to see this movie, but I also appreciate the fact that I got to see this movie when I was like 7 in the theater. It was great.
All right. If you've seen The Road Warrior and you would like to tell us what you think about it in the comments, please do so. If you would like to talk to us directly, please do so at ratingthelist@gmail.com. I think that's it for now. I'm Jerry.
I'm Brad.
And we're Rating the List. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye. Okay.